Rental definitely will not be able to cover your monthly mortgage. That's why the price point, profit is not fantastic. Thing is not going to work. Do not do it. Hi everyone, so today we're going to talk about Orie, and there are a few things that we're going to talk about. So number one will be actually the floor plan. Then number two, who are the buyers that's going to buy from you? So how is your exit strategy for Orie? And number three, at which price point should you enter? Right, so these are the three main things that we're going to talk about Orie, and of course, as a general, we always talk about the competition around the area. So, right, so just a quick one for those that don't know what the Orie means.
Orie stands for ORI, is actually origami. IE actually represents a home in Japanese.
Before we will kickstart this, a quick introduction about Orie.
So there are like 777 units in Orie with underground car park. So actually the land size is, comparing to our neighbour Gem Residence, is about 30% bigger.
Yes.
It's by reputable developers, CDL, Fraser, Sekisui House.
Alright, actually I really like CDL developments. So far we bring our clients to see any resale unit in CDL, right? I think their quality very lasting. Yeah, so they go into developments that are even slightly older, right? They'll feel that the place actually look relatively new.
Still very nice. I think the quality they use is very good. Oh yeah, main con is War Hub. So they also do very signature developments like Gardens by the Bay, Jewel. So also very reputable builder.
The Orie itself consists of 2 towers up to level 40. Personal preference about the Orie, I think the basement car park is actually a good thing, because if you see a neighbor development Gem, we have seen that this multi-story car park, right? Yeah. So this multi-story car park, not said not good but then it's sheltered all the way. Yeah, but you still get some splashes when there's strong winds there. Yeah, because we've been there when it was heavy rain, so I still get a bit of rain. Yeah, so I think this is a nice touch by the Orie.
Yeah, and also because we have an underground car park, and they don't have any units on the level 1. So it's actually 100% landscaping. So you have all the facilities. Also when you are standing on level 1, you can,一目了然, and everything can see all your facilities, greenery, or that.
What's 一目了然 in English?
I don't know.
There's some perspective of the Orie. Then they do have a very nice function room, 50-meter lap pool, a gym. The gym looks like it's of a good size, honestly.
Looks big.
If you haven't seen the location of the Orie, right, Orie is actually less than 500 meters to the Braddell MRT station, which is about 300
plus meters to Braddell, and 5 minutes walk from Orie to Braddell MRT station.
Then this is the tower view of Orie, right? So the highest HDB there would actually be story 22.
HDB.
Yeah, alright. And the highest estate there, which would be Gem Residences, right?
Beside us.
Yeah, right. So I think if for these, right, if you take level 15 and above, more or less you will get
clear view.
Quite a good unblocked view, level 15 and above. And for Orie, right, there's only 2 facing, which is north or south facing. Right.
So north side you will be looking at Bishan, Ang Mo Kio, and then the south side will be CBD, Toa Payoh area.
Yep. This is just an example of how the view would be like in the Orie. Come to the side map, there's facilities that we won't want to go into deep dive in the facilities, but just a quick one. There's full facilities like the tennis court, a 50-meter lap pool once again, relaxed lounge, and even a pet corner. For over here, we also can see the bedroom types breakdown. There is a 1+ study all the way to a 5-bedroom. Yeah, so some highlights and unique points about the layout, right, would actually be like, for example, the 5-bedder, you have your private lift. Yeah, so if you want a dual key also, the Orie have, right, but it's only for
3-bedder.
3-bedder. Yep. Okay, school-wise, these are the private schools within 1 km
and 2 km.
Yep. Okay, then we have the secondary school in the vicinity also. Okay, so now officially we dive into the floor plan. So we start off with the 1-bedder first. 1-bedder is at 517 square feet, and for Orie, it's harmonized. Yeah, so what harmonized means is that they do not count the aircon latch inside. So the space itself is a usable space. Yeah, and they start off with 1+ study over here. So 1+ study, you can see they have stack 4 and stack 14, which is north and south facing.
All facing the outside.
Anyone that's looking for 1-bedder, right, usually they buy, it's either to rent out the place as a rental investment, or
bachelor pad.
Yeah, but who should we focus on? So should we look into for own stay or rental, right? I think this is something we should look into for this 1-bedder. So we look at the supply, right? For a 1-bedder, right, within 500 meters to the MRT station, we take Braddell and Toa Payoh, because all in District 12, there's only 3 developments currently that has 1-bedder, which is Gem Residences, Trivista, as well as Trellis Towers. Right? Of course, we have the Orlando Towers also, but Orlando Towers start with two-bedder. Correct, so two-bedder. Yeah, so the next one will actually be Orie already. So if you're looking for a one-bedder, how's the rental like? So you can see like from Gem Residences or District 12, right? The rental probably about 3K.
3K.
3K each lah. Okay, I took District 20 over here also. Right, why I took District 20? Because usually people feel that maybe District 20 is a more expensive place to rent because it's more closer to town. Right, so the rental maybe for District 20, what you're looking at is maybe about average 3,500 lah. But for District 12, maybe on average about 3,000. Yeah, so if Orie is a new place and harmonized, the one bedder is also a bit bigger, maybe I could take an example only. 3,003. So at 3,003, if let's say we are to purchase it at 2,005 all the way to 2,750 PSF. Anyway, the price is not out yet. Yeah, all this
estimation.
Correct. All this is just an estimation of how the price point might be, starting at 2,005 lah. But what I want to use is I want to use the PSF to count to see whether my rental yield does it make sense or not. Yeah. So if I purchase at 2,005 and I rent it out at 3,003, yeah, then my rental yield is at 3.06%. Which is average
okay
lah. Average, yeah. Not say super fantastic or anything like this, right? But then of course, if I want to sell off, the next buyers that buy from me will likely buy for either own stay or investment lah. Investment in terms of rental lah.
So we need to see whether the figures make sense to them or not.
Right. So if I sell at 100K profit or 150K profit, right, and I bought at 2,005 PSF, right, you can see that my rental yield also dropped below 3% already, which is 2.84% and 2.75% respectively really. So in terms of rental yield, right, I feel this place maybe not so suitable. Right? Because the next buyer that buy from you will also have to consider this.
Yeah, they will go and count.
Yeah.
Because if an investor, they are very number savvy.
Correct. So if you buy a one bedder here, I would feel it's more likely you buy for
own stay,
right? Yeah, I don't think you're going to buy for, the person that buy for you will likely buy for own stay lah.
Yeah.
They won't be buying it for rental investment. Right? But if you're looking in the rental investment kind of route, right, of course the other developments maybe make a bit more sense. I just take Gem Residences as an example. Right? We have level, the latest transaction right, at 950K. Yeah, even at level 37, one bedder. This is 484 square feet. So in terms of size and in terms of usable space, of course it's smaller than what Orie can offer.
Yeah, and also they non-harmonized.
Also non-harmonized yeah, because what Orie can offer. So in terms of rental yield, you're getting about 3.8%, which makes a lot more sense. Right, so if you're looking for rental investment, maybe you want to consider the rest. But Orie, when you get a one bedder, will be for the next buyer will be own stay. Yeah. Okay, so what's so good about the own stay layout?
So actually, I like this study at the corner. Yeah, so it can be like of course, it can be a study room. It can be a helper room. It can also be a storeroom. Yeah, so you, even at one bedder, you also have storage area. And the best thing is the master bathroom. It's a Jack and Jill one. So you can open from your master side. You can also open from the living room area.
Right. So if you're looking for this kind of livable space, actually the other developments just now we say like Trivista, Trellis, Gem, don't have
Yeah, we do a comparison.
Yeah, all don't have Jack and Jill bathroom which we will show you in a while Yeah. But we later will show you how effective the whole layout of Orie is also, because the dining area, right, for all the layouts, you really do have a proper
you have a proper area for dining.
Yeah, correct. Which I think is important, because if you want a livable space, especially the next buyer they're going to buy for own stay, right, a dining area is pretty important. Of course, you can always use the balcony as an alfresco dining experience, but not everybody wants that. Some of them wants the dining area to be indoors. Pretty straightforward layout. So we're just going to head in straight to comparison. Like for example, Gem Residences, you can see that in terms of layout, they got two kinds of layout in Gem Residences, which is the 484 square feet as well as the 452 square feet.
But you can see both of them, the dining areas.
It's right smack in the middle.
Like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they do not have any space.
Yeah, and their master bath do not have the Jack and Jill layout.
Yeah, okay, so this is what we wanted to show.
So everybody can, anyone who wants to go toilet need to go into your master room.
Yeah, right. Okay, so for Trivista, it's also the same. So toilet-wise, you can see that you have to go through from the master bedroom. Then Trivista, you have the additional bay windows, which is either you like it or you don't like it.
Planter and bay window.
Planter and bay window. Okay, then for Trellis Towers, the layout is pretty good, but they don't have the balcony. And in terms of spaciousness, once you step in, you don't really visually see the space lah. If you've seen this kind of layout before, right? They are in segments ties into, like, for example, the dining area, the living room area, the master bedroom area, which when you see visually, right, sometimes it doesn't seem like it's very spacious. And sometimes it feels more cramped, right? I like a straightforward kind of layout lah. But of course, some people do really enjoy the closed kitchen concept instead. Yeah, so it really is up to individual. So the purpose of this 1 million is for own stay, right? Even the buyer that's going to buy from you next time in the future is for own stay, right? I would actually prefer the next layout. Yeah, because the next layout, right, will be more functional, and the buyer that's going to buy from you, right, will prefer that openness and spaciousness, which is actually the 2-bed 1-bath there. Right, because the 2-bed 1-bath with a jump is just 75 square feet. 75 square feet, you get an extra room, and you get a kitchen that is possibly enclosable, right?
And this layout, how many times you see a kitchen in a 2-bed 1-bath with a window?
Yeah, okay, so we'll dive into the floor plan in a while. So the difference actually is small, like, because compared to, example, for gem residences, you can see that the jump from that 1-bedder to their
2-bedder.
2-bed 1-bath. 2-bed 1-bath, right? Yeah, the jump from the 1-bedder to the 2-bed 1-bath, right, is really 140 and 108 square feet already. So in terms of the jump, is much bigger, right? So this jump is, I would say, considered pretty smaller.
75 square feet only.
Yeah, 75 square feet. Yeah, so I'll definitely go for
2-bed 1-bath.
2-bed 1-bath, right? Yeah, so the 2-bed 1-bath facing same thing. You have the north and south facing, right? Of course, the south facing city view, we expect the price to be a little bit more premium, right? Possibly, right? Yeah. So what's the highlight of this 2-bed 1-bath?
Okay, I think first thing, like I mentioned just now, is the kitchen. So the kitchen comes with a window. So because of the layout, it's possible that you can do an enclosable kitchen. And also the toilet is Jack and Jill style. So you can really close up one side and only let your guests enter from the living room area to use the bathroom.
I think this is a privacy thing. I think a lot of people prefer this kind of layout. Yeah, then one more thing I feel, a lot of developments nowadays, the corridor is super long. Yeah, then usually along very long corridors, it's pretty dark. Yeah, so what happened over here, there's actually this gap in the middle here that actually allows the airflow.
And light.
Yeah, correct. Okay, this is nothing to do with the unit, but this is just to highlight, say that in terms of the design, I think it's a pretty thoughtful design.
At least I feel your walkway in front of your house will not be dark.
I just want to bring up gem residences also. Okay, why are we taking up gem residences again? Sorry, because it's our neighbor development. Right, also to show the efficient layout of Orie, and personal opinion also, when I see the layout, right, and we've seen the show flat also.
Yes.
Yeah, why is it such a livable space to live in? Yeah, okay, so first thing when you step in, right, of course you talk about the kitchen, you talk about the toilet already. The first thing you step in also, you can see about the dining area. Because a lot of developments, right, once you step in, it's flush one. Straight, yeah. Then issue with the dining table, where to put.
Don't know where to put.
Yeah. Where do you put the dining table, right? So you see, like, for example, gem residences, the dining table is right smack in the middle of the living room area, right? There's nowhere else for you to put, because if you put closer to the wall, you might really block the entrance.
Your pathway from the kitchen to your living will be narrow.
Correct. So you're blocking the entrance there. Of course, you can do so, but then you got to buy a smaller table, right? But for Orie, you can see because of the design, the angle, right, you do actually have a designated area for your dining area.
Well, some people will say the toilet is there, but you have the option to close it and really use it for a dining area.
Yes. Right, so flexibility is there. Yeah, so gem residences, this is also a 2-bed 1-bath. It's a 592 square feet. Orie also 592 square feet, because again, Orie is harmonized, which means that they only count the usable space inside without the aircon ledge. That's why you can see in terms of size, it's actually bigger. Yeah.
More efficient layout, I feel.
Correct.
You see, even the master room and the common room. You can see for the master room, although floor plan didn't put the side table, it's possible to put a king bed with 2 side tables. The common bedroom, a queen bed and 2 side tables. But for gem, only a queen bed and 1 side table.
Yes.
For the master, and the common room, you can only put a single bed.
Yeah, we actually tried.
We went to the
actual place, right? Yeah. Okay, so we were renting out this place there, but I think the main concern for tenants that were wanting to rent gem, right? The bedroom 2, right, is ingress in one. Yeah, it's one corner, it's ingress in, and it's not aligned also. It's not aligned. That means it's backwards one. So the window is smaller, it's behind. Actually very dark.
Yeah.
Tenant actually just use it as a storage. Bed waste of a bedroom, and you already put the one single bed there, right? Also very cramped.
Not enough space to walk.
Yeah, also very cramped. Yeah, so that's why comparison between Orie, right? Orie is a much more livable place to be staying in. Then you notice that the master bedroom, just now you were talking about the bathroom also. The master bedroom, right? The bathroom not connected. Even if you're the owner of the house, right, you also got to step out
To use.
to use the bathroom. Another thing, right? Actually, Orie, right? Most of the place, right, have a RC latch. Yeah, for those that notice already, like say, okay, you got an aircon latch here, but what is this RC latch? So what's an RC latch? Would actually be these panels over here. These panels over here, the line panels over there.
Do the origami style, the shape, the pattern, the design.
Yeah, and where this is, okay, we just take 2-bed 1 bath as an example. So block 12, right, would be the one that is facing city, right? Yeah, so for block 12, you can see that the RC latch is actually a lot smaller. Right? But for block 10, you can see the RC latch is a lot bigger.
More protruding, some bigger, some wider. But I think they try to, reduce the RC latch area by, having holes. So this cross in the middle, this is actually hole.
Yeah. Personal preference, if let's say I were to pick, actually I will pick block 12 because I want to reduce the RC latch as much as possible. I've been to units, or we have been to units that actually seen that with very thick RC latch sometimes, right, it actually don't allow too much light to come in.
Yeah.
You could be on a high floor, but in terms of like the shadow, your place might be slightly darker.
I think that's why they have this hole, but we are not sure how this hole will help to bring in light.
So of course, but still personal preference, I prefer to not have the RC latch because the next buyer that's going to buy from me, especially if I'm buying for investment, right, is for own stay. So when I step in the unit, I want to feel good. I want to have a nice big feeling, brightness of the place also.
So if you notice, the RC latch is at the bottom, so your balcony, and then it's at the bottom of your balcony. So if let's say today we are talking about level 11, 11 has a bigger RC latch. So that means level 10 might possibly be a little bit darker, even though level 10, the RC latch is smaller. So I will skip level 10 also.
Okay. I mean, if you're taking, only if you're taking block.
I'm considering block 10's 2-bed 1 bath.
Yeah.
This is how I will plan the selection, the unit selection.
So of course, unit selection is important. Then the next question I ask is, if I choose block 12, but block 12 city facing should be more expensive, right? Then should I even consider block 12 or not? Although the RC latch is way smaller. Yeah, so this is where we come to unit selection.
The price.
Yeah, the price. Of course, we must always be price sensitive because it's also a way for us to exit. So what's being done here is that estimation of how the price would be, right? Estimated. There's no official price list out yet. 2005 PSF maybe to 3001 PSF all the way to level 40. Then per floor jump maybe about 10 to 15 PSF. Yeah, estimated.
It will not be even. We feel it will not be even on the day itself.
Correct. Yeah, some of the floors maybe even smaller. Some of the floors after that suddenly will have a bigger jump. So just taking it as an average of here to show like how we can plan on the day itself when the price list is out. And when the price list is out, right, it's only on booking day. Okay, so block 12, right, what I'm taking now is that I'm taking block 12 as maybe about 3% more expensive than block 10. Yeah. I'm just taking 3% as a gauge and to see how much different it is. So example, anything level 15 and above, I feel is probably a good unblocked view. Not said fantastic view, but a good unblocked space view. So example, if let's say block 12, 2007-40 PSF, then from 2040 PSF, block 10 would be 1.622 mil. Block 12 would be 1.67 mil. Right, but of course, given this choice, I might just go for block 10. But we won't know on the day itself because block 10, maybe they buy. Everybody go for block 10 first because it's very hot and it's lower quantum. So they bought all the way to level 35 already. Example. Right, just taking this as an example. So the price point at that point of time, 1.77 mil already. Yeah. But block 12 still got, example, 1.6. Then this point of time, actually it makes more sense. I mean, I would rather go for this lower quantum. Right, because the price difference will be 100 over 1,000 already.
Although lower floor.
Yeah. So block 12 is supposed to be more expensive. Yeah, but in terms of quantum, it might be easier to exit. Because if I only have this choice to go for level 35, then I'll just keep it.
Go 18.
Yeah, correct. But doesn't mean that I have to go for this. If let's say I'm looking at 1.773 mil, then I want to go for lower quantum, I can always look at level 29. Level 29 for block 12, assuming that is 3% more expensive compared to block 10, would be about 1.77 mil. About that. Yeah. So this is hard to determine at this point of time, but only on the booking day itself, right? Usually that's where we can help our clients, right, to really narrow down like what are the units to really choose and does it make sense or not. For those that requires additional one more bathroom, of course they do have the 2-bed, 2-bath dumbbell unit, dumbbell layout, right? Oh, so just now we never say like why this is so dumbbell layout. So how does it determine a dumbbell layout? Will be 2 bedrooms on one side, basically. Yeah, so this is dumbbell layout, 2-bed, 2-bath. Then we do have stack 1, which is the south facing, and stack 11, which is the north facing. Yeah, so again, once you see this layout, right, jet and dual bathroom. Yeah, so I think this is very good. And now with this jet and dual bathroom, right, which means your common bedroom, right, can be a junior master suite.
Yeah. Right. You can close one side, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, starting from this, the 2 bedrooms, they are all inner facing only. So pool facing.
Yeah, you do get to see a pool.
You get to see the pool and you get to see the view.
Yeah, but if you're looking for pool facing, then probably what you want to consider is getting maybe a lower floor, maybe 5th to 10th floor. Don't need to get so high. Yeah, unless you still want to have that kind of city view or even the view to Ang Mo Kio or Bishan. So bring back the 2-bed 1-bath as comparison to the 2-bed 2-bath, right? If you notice the kitchen over here, they do not have the wall over here. So it's not extended out. So having not the wall extended out, which means there's a good chance that your cabinet space only ends up to the wall there. Yes, yeah, it's not going to be a huge difference, but because having this compact space or smaller space for living, right? Every storage counts. Yeah, every storage counts, right? So it's nice to have a little bit more storage sometimes. Yeah. So this kitchen over here, they do not have that.
But because of this layout, it's also enclosable, depending on where the fan is. It's still very rare nowadays to find a 2-bedder with possible enclosable kitchen.
But I have a question. Do you think it's worth to pay more, right, for extra bathroom? Because I see in terms of layout, right, pretty similar. Right? Of course, the kitchen over here, the 2-bed, 2-bath do not have the window already. Right? So if you talk about, like what you mentioned, the enclosable kitchen, right, you have to really see whether the vents side here, the possibility of enclosing it up. Yeah, but is it worth to pay more for extra bathroom? And if you break it down, how much is actually you're paying for?
It's only like 54 square feet for the extra toilet, which is about 135,000.
Okay, and you're basing this based on 2005, right?
2005.
2005 PSF, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It depends on the profile type. I feel, from our past experience, right? 2-bed, 1-bath. If let's say it's a couple, I think it's fine. Or the person is buying for investment, I think it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, but 2-bed, 2-bath, honestly, if let's say you have a small family, couple plus a kid, I think the extra toilet really helps.
Yes.
Yeah, so there will still be people who want that toilet
Yeah. Okay, so you do have the option to have the extra toilet for the 2-bed 2-bath unit. So compared to again our neighboring development, Gem Residences, not to really shoot it down, so sorry for those that is actually watching this and they actually bought Gem Residences. We just try to share the layout.
This is the nearest development.
Yeah. Right, because next buyer is going to buy definitely one for own stay.
Then we'll compare us and Gem Residences.
Yeah, right. So again, Gem Residences, you can see that the dining table has to be somewhere in the middle because there's really nowhere to put it against except for the B4 layout, which you can actually put it maybe slightly to the wall, right?
But the dining table will be still jutting out.
Yeah.
I think mainly it's the kitchen. The kitchen is like the one straight row one.
Yeah. So yeah, this kitchen layout is the usual, right, 1-row layout. Then if you want to do an enclosed kitchen for this kind of layout, right, you can do so, but you have to block out the whole corridor. Yeah. We actually see Gem did it before, Gem the 3-bedroom. Right, they have this glass panel that blocks off the whole place to make it a closed kitchen. But then
I feel it segregates your whole living space.
Yeah, it really does.
Very small.
Then the toilet also. So there's no way to form the junior master suite. Yeah, so you can see from Gem Residences, you can see like the common toilet. It's very standard layout. Yeah, then for the balcony itself is landscape. Yeah, rather than a portrait. Yeah, don't affect a lot on this floor plan that you see over here. But we've been to Gem Residences and you see the AC latch, the aircon latch at the side there. Yeah, it does block some light into the balcony, especially the living room area. You want it to be the brightest.
Yes, come there and you see the aircon there.
Yeah, in a way. Okay. Then the bedroom size also from the floor plan, we can see that Orie potentially might be bigger. Again, because it's a harmonized development, there's possibility to put side tables at the side of the bed. Right? But if for Gem Residences, possibly only one side table at one end, the other end cannot put. Gem's layout is the conventional one, the standard one, all the rooms is stuck one side. If you really want to look for bedrooms that's all the way on one side with privacy. People feel there's more privacy lah, so I say there's privacy there. Then of course Orie also have them. Yeah, so this is the next layout, which is actually B3. So B3 layout also got north and south facing, which is stack 10 and stack 20. And it's the rarest of the 2-bedroom here already, because this is the only layout that is like this, all the bedrooms at one side. Yeah, the next layout that we're going to see, right, which is the 2 plus study, right, is also a dumbbell unit. This is the only one already. Yeah, pretty similar to what Gem has right now lah. But in terms of the layout, the spacing, all this thing, of course, again, you've got a good dining area, and in terms of the room size, it's still bigger.
L-shaped kitchen.
Or L-shaped kitchen, yeah. I think L-shaped kitchen is also very functional, because when we do, those that do cooking will understand that if you have a very long countertop, right, you're going to walk from one end to another end to do your, like chopping, washing, cooking, right? But having an L-shaped kitchen, right, means you just turn around, right, to do your cooking. Yeah, right. So all these small touches really, I think the developer pretty thoughtful for the Orie. Okay, my only concern for this is that I feel it's really too close a jump to a 2 plus study. Because you see, with a 2 plus study, it's only 28 square feet. If I take 2005 PSF, which means it's 70k more. Yeah, of course, it might not be 2005 PSF. I'm just taking 2005 PSF as a reference. And with this 70k, extra study room.
But this study is also very, very useful.
Yeah. In this study, we have been to the show flat. This study actually has an aircon there, right? Which means it's possible to do it as an enclosed room. Yeah, okay, but we will talk about the 2 plus study in a while, right? For those that notice, then they will say that, then what's the difference between this as well as the previous one, B2, right? Which is just the 2-bed, 2-bath dumbbell layout, right? Which is also just 32 square feet. Yeah, which is 80k.
80k difference.
Yeah.
For privacy.
Yeah, so the issue with this B3, right, is of course it's very rare. For those that like it, will like it. For those buyers that want to buy it for own stay and want privacy, will buy it. Yeah, but it's too close. You are too close to the previous one, too close to the next one. So if buyers come and buy this place and the bedrooms to the side, it's not an issue for them, then this group of buyers, right, will look at the B2 layout as well as the
and also for
study
rental,
layout.
because B2 layout, the dumbbell layout, and also the rooms chucked to one side will not have any difference in the rental amount. You are all too big to bath.
Correct. Yeah, then I also have this concern that you are paying more, 80k, for the extra corridor walkway. Yeah, is it worth or not? Yeah.
People who like this layout will still go for this layout.
Yeah.
It's a niche group.
Yeah, but I might skip it. Okay, personal preference, I might skip it and really just go to the 2-bed plus study. 2 plus study, immediately 2 plus study already. Yeah, okay, so now let's dive into the 2 plus study and see where the 2 plus study is. So 2 plus study, right, their stack is stack 9, which is the south facing, and stack 90, which is the north facing. Yeah, and the first thing you step in, you can see that the kitchen, right, you do have the option possibly to enclose it up also, because of the layout.
This is a show flat unit, so it's actually glass over here. So you don't have to do extra glass to do the, the enclosed door, if you are doing if it's allowed.
Yeah, I think it's a nice touch also. Although, yes, like compared to the B2 layout, which is the 2-bed, 2-bath, once you have this additional glass or when the kitchen is coming out, there's nothing for you to build a cabinet, you do have lesser storage space. But because of this also, this glass panel, you can see that the kitchen layout is more joined towards the living room area, right? You do actually have this light coming in to your kitchen. At the same time, right, from the living room itself, you look in, right, it feels more spacious. Yeah, these glass panels will help. Then just now we're talking about study. Yeah, just now talking about study. We have been to the show flat. The study room, decent size. Right, we have seen a lot of developments that say they have a study area. Study area is really very small. You might not even have a chance to really put a good study table there. Yeah, but this one can. Yeah, and can
do a single bed inside also. Like some people, they can use this area as a helper room.
Yeah.
Those foldable bed.
Okay, possible, but of course, not sure, haven't measured before. Don't know whether I can put bed frame or not. Single bed frame.
The foldable one, the built-in one.
Yeah, so possibly. Yeah, but if let's say as a study area, it's very good. Then of course, like the 2-bed, 2-bath also, you do have your Jack and Jill toilet, which you can actually possibly do a junior master suite. Again, Then you have your master bedroom with your master bedroom toilet. Again, really appreciate the dedicated dining area in the living room area because this is where you can really have family gatherings. Okay, but the view of the 2+ study, right, if you notice that is going very close to the other block already. So what happens about 2+ study, the cons of it is that you will not get and may not get
The full unblock
view already.
Not panoramic.
Yeah, not a panoramic kind. Because you will see, like for example, you're staying at block 10, you will see part of block 12. You're staying at block 12, you see part of block 10 already. Yeah, so because of this reason, right, if I were to buy 2+ study, right, I may not go for very high floor or even the mid floor. I would, because it's inward facing. So the nice thing about inward facing is that it's pool facing.
I want pool view.
Pool view. Yeah, so with that, right, maybe for this layout, right, and if the price point at that point of time really makes sense, right, I would actually just go for the lower floor for 2+ study. Yeah, because this is something that the future buyer that I see, right, they say, hey, actually I don't have much view. At least I got pool view. 5th floor, 8th floor, also got pool view. For overall the 2-bedroom, okay, maybe you want to go first. Which one do you think will be the most potentially hot selling one?
Definitely 2-bedroom bath.
2-bedroom bath, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this layout really rare. Never see before.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be the first. I think the second one would be the B2, 6 floor, 6 square feet one.
But why B2? Quantum.
Quantum wise
For like short toilet.
If I want a second toilet, I
Okay.
will go for B2 lah.
Okay.
Yeah, then after that B4. Then B3 lah.
For me, right, sequence a little bit different from yours. B1, I agree, will likely be the most hot selling one. But then I will jump to B4 B4S. That means the 2+ study. Yeah, because the 2+ study, what I'm targeting, right, is the lower floor one. Then after that, I'll go to B2. B2, probably not so low floor because B2 possibly, I still can get some view.
Get 5 floor.
Yeah, so maybe I get somewhere around the really mid floor, like maybe 15, 20, that kind of range, 15, 20 floor. Yeah, so that's what I'm targeting. But because if I get a higher floor, right, the price point will definitely be more. So the price point, maybe the gap between that and the study, right, the price point maybe will be closer. Yeah, so I might go from the 2+ study. Then my last one will be B3. Yeah, the main concern I think we have, I think we discussed about the floor plan, is that the B3 is really a sandwich. Yeah, so once it's a sandwich, right, it's rare also. Very hard for you to find the right buyer. The right buyer will come.
You will take longer time.
Yeah, the right buyer will come, but it will take longer, right? Because you must find someone that really loves this layout once again. So of course, this one we will say, especially the way I choose my unit, right? Because the way you say is based on layout, but the way I say also based on price point. Yeah, it really depends on your ballot number on the day also. If your ballot number is super good, you have more options. This is where my choice will be. But if my ballot number, let's say for example, if it's number 300 or so, I might miss B1, which is the 2-bed 1 bath. Then I got to think about what other options I have and rearrange again. Yeah, so everything is really subjected on the balloting day.
The price at that point of time when it's your queue.
Yeah, and the price at that point of time. Yeah, and you don't have much time to think because if you start thinking, a lot of times when you ballot and you start thinking, you will put into somewhere called the
thinking ball.
Yeah, and that's where the person behind you, right, who is ready, will just go and select the unit already. Yeah, and this is why we always avoid. So the another purpose of this whole video is actually to really narrow down and to really understand the floor plan. Then when you go to selection, right, you more or less would know what you're looking for already.
So that our client will not panic on the day.
Yeah, not so kanchong. That's all for the 2-bedder already, right? So the next jump would actually be for the 3-bedroom. So we come to the 3-bedder. Yeah, so this is the first layout at 850 square feet. So I think this is a very good price or very good size to start out for the 3-bedder because for a smaller square feet, right, which means your price point will be slightly lower.
The quantum is lesser.
Quantum is lesser. Yeah, and for this area over here, right, we do see quite a number of HDB upgraders, right? Especially the time at Jam, we do see quite a number. Yeah, but because of this profile of buyers, right, then we also must take note of the affordability. Because HDB upgraders usually they're starting out, they want to use their HDB to have down pay for this upgrading process, right? Yeah, so it's important. Yeah, because we must understand what our next buyer is. Then from there, right, our unit selection and even our price point must be sensitive based on our future buyers. Right? Basically it's an exit strategy for this whole thing. Yeah, so for this layout itself, 850, right? The first test.
Very amazing for 850.
Yeah.
You have both common bedrooms, right? Can be a queen size bed.
Yes.
Usually at this size, if you are talking about non-harmonized, probably one of the bedroom is the smaller one.
Correct. Yeah. Not only that, the master bedroom can fit up to a king size bed, right? Yeah. And there's storeroom some more. Yeah, so usually for 3 bedrooms there's no storeroom at all. Yeah. And again, the kitchen, right, there's a possible chance, possibly to actually close it up to make it an enclosed kitchen. Yeah, and again, as always, there's this dedicated dining area and jet and Jill toilet, right, which you can always do your junior master suite again.
Yes.
Yeah, so everything that you want in a 3 bedroom, right, functional one, is all here already. Yeah, it's all here already for a size of 850 square feet. Yeah.
Very rare.
Very rare. Yeah.
This table, you see they draw, it's a 6-seater table.
Yeah.
It's
So
a big one. So family is very suitable for family. Right?
Correct. So that being said, right, maybe the living room area might be a bit smaller compared to some places. I think where they make this layout more efficient, right, is they really remove away the walkway, because it's like basically like a dumbbell of the 2 bedder that we saw. Right, all the rooms at one side, one living room in the middle. Yeah, so all this extra space all taken away. Yeah, but we do have this layout over here, which is the next floor plan, which is C2 and C2A, which we'll show later.
Oh, one more thing. Remember when we visit the show unit, from the side plan, from the tower view, right? You can see the balcony is jumping out. Right?
Yes.
So this is the unit where you will get like panoramic view.
Yeah. So they built according to what we saw, right? Right? And you can see the walls at the side here is not big, not thick, not long. Yeah, so I think this is one of those layout, right, where you really step on the balcony, you get like what you mentioned.
Panoramic view. You will be like in front of all your other neighbors.
Correct. Yeah, the thing that we haven't highlighted was that this is actually north and south facing as well. So this panoramic view that you're mentioning just now is actually very good, because you really do get either the full city view or the full view of Bishan and Ang Mo Kio area.
If you go for high floor.
15th floor and above. 15th floor onwards, I think it's okay already. Yeah, so but if you notice, right, there's one bedroom, which is bedroom 2. The window is a bit smaller.
This layout is possible also because of this.
Yeah, but because the window is a bit smaller, I will feel that the room might be a bit darker. Yeah, and for those that really notice, this bedroom window, right, actually goes and hits against, that means you're facing, side by side, right, against the 2-bed, 1-bath. And the 2-bed, 1-bath, just now we already saw, because of this gap, what is the thing there, right, would actually already be your kitchen. Yeah, will already be your kitchen already. So you will be facing the kitchen. If somebody's cooking there, yeah, we video very xiang, or if somebody cooking very oily,
then your room will be very oily.
Yeah, the distance wise, I think there's no indication of how wide or how long it is, right? Yeah, but this is something that you have to take note. If you're getting this layout, bedroom 2 will be facing 2-bed, 1-bath kitchen.
Maybe not oily but you can smell what they are cooking.
Alright. Yeah. Okay, another strength about this layout, right, we're discussing, is that it's possible to do a co-living kind of situation. What's so important about this co-living, right, is that because this co-living, right, will help you with getting a good rental yield. Yeah, and it's because of this layout that you are possibly able to do this co-living to 4 bedrooms, right? Yeah, because usually for the living room you have one aircon one. Dining area also one aircon one. So if I do this partition over here, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Yeah, and partition, I think the price point for partition maybe about 2K-ish plus minus, with the door simple one. Yeah, then you are able to have this extra room. Yeah, so how much we're looking at over here, right, is we're taking Gem again as an example. So Gem, the 3-bedroom, you can see that 3-bedroom over here is not renting at 2004. Yeah, so this 2004 is definitely a bedroom renter. So at 2004, we just take 4 bedrooms, which means your monthly, right, you get about 9,600. And based on the mortgage that you're paying for this place, assuming that it's at 2,500 PSF again, then multiply by 850 square feet is at 2.125 mil. Then based on that, 75% loan, 30 years tenure, 2.5% interest rate. But I think now, if you want to stretch or even put lower, there's possibility to get 2.4 for 3 years.
So 2.5.
Yeah, we based on 2.5 lah. Yeah, so the monthly will be at $6,297. If I minus away 9,600, right, that means I got even a surplus of 3,300 plus. Yeah, which is a
very good income.
Yeah, which is a very good amount. So at which price point, right, does it make sense, right, to really enter, right, even for this rental? So I'll just take the PSF over the side here and the price based on 75% loan and a monthly mortgage. So you can see even at stretch all the way, even if I bought this place at 2.7 mil, which I'm not saying that you should buy at 2.7 mil, right, at 3,200 PSF, is at 8,000 plus monthly.
mortgage.
Yeah, correct, which is enough to cover. But then, of course, just to cover the rental is not good enough. We must also, since you're buying a new launch, we also must try to have some form of capital appreciation, right? To exit from there. Then capital appreciation, then you must decide, say, oh, who are the people that's going to buy from me besides for rental, right? So just now we're mentioning, you see like for Gem Residences, you can see on the HDB side, HDB, right? So purchaser address indicator, right? You can see for the HDB, 60% they bought this place, they are staying HDB. So this means that there's a very good chance that the buyers that are buying this place over here, right, are HDB upgraders. Yeah, and if to cater for HDB upgraders, we must always cater for affordability. And based on affordability, we must reverse calculate back, say, in terms of the down payment, can the HDB actually support the down payment? And if you top up a bit more, the money they top up is not too far stretch. Then this is how we target our exit strategy. Yeah, unlike other places like, for example, Mayor Blue, you can see Mayor Blue itself, the people that are actually purchasing Mayor Blue, 81% of them are actually staying in private. And for Mayor Blue, you also see the unit that go off first. It's always the bigger units, the one that actually faces a sea view. Yeah, because this group of profiles, right, what they're looking for is very different already.
You want the lifestyle, the luxe feel.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're going for Orie, your exit strategy, you're going to sell to people that are looking for own stay in the resale market and for HDB upgraders, likely majority of them. Doesn't mean that there's no one that is looking for lux also. They do have, which is over here you can see like for Gem Residences, 39% of them is actually from private estate. So this group of buyers, maybe they are what they're looking for is different. Yeah, they're looking at high floor one.
The view.
The view, the city view, all these things. Yeah, possible also. Yeah, I'm just saying that in terms of exiting, it might be easier to target the majority. So we just use this C1 layout, which is the 3-bedroom compact, as an example of how we want to select the unit based on this profile again.
Price point.
The price point. Yeah, which price point does it make sense to actually enter? Okay, so example, we just take the nearby area, which is
Tekki
Park View, right? So at the point of time, the BTO back in 2012, you can see that they bought a 5-room for about 500K. Yeah, then now they're selling about over $1 million. So example, we just take 1.25 million. Maybe they bought at 550K. Maybe the profit's at 700K. Yeah. So we count the net profit because we also individually we won't know how much CPF they use. All this we're going to break down into more financial details based on individual, right? But this is just an assumption at 700K profit. So they do have 700K for down payment, right? So how much profit estimated we can get? We take Gem as a reference again. Yeah. So Gem, you can see that for a 3-bedder, the smaller one of which the highest right now is about 360K, 359 to be exact, right? 359K, and on average maybe about 300 plus K kind of profit. But for Orie, maybe what I can say is we use 400 to 500K to count first. Right? We can target this. Right? At the end of the day, we also must see the supply and demand and the market conditions at the point of time. But at least we have a target to see if we are selling at 400 or 500K, how much down payment, right, does this group of upgraders need to prepare, right? And is it affordable for them or not? Then from there we reverse again.
At what price
At
point?
what price point do you end? Yes, alright. Again, just now the returns they get maybe 700K for those HDB upgraders that sold at the area. Along the way, maybe the HDB price, because Orie is not done yet, along the way maybe HDB price started to increase. Because 2025 we also forecasting that HDB price maybe will still increase a little bit, right? So maybe we add another 100K. And this 100K profits is not just HDB profits, also maybe their own savings, right? I think stretch a little bit, taking out their own savings is possible. So we say maybe they have a budget estimated 800K. So based on this 800K, right, we see what price should we enter into. This is the chart. Again, I start at 2005 PSF, all the way I just stretch to 3002 PSF. So if I purchase it at 2005 PSF, the amount will be 2.125 mil. Yeah, so if let's say a 400K profits, this is where I add in 400K profits, right? That means I have to sell at 2.525, which increase my PSF to 2,971 already. Then I break it down to the down payment, 25%. The buyer's stamp duty, because of the quantum, right, the buyer's stamp duty is actually quite substantial. You become near 100K, or even if your price increases, right, it goes up to about 120K. So I think it's important to add this in. So with the buyer's stamp duty added in together, right, you can see that the total right, need for down payment is 727K. Then if you say a 500K profit, the overall down payment will actually be 757,000 already. So you look at 800K down payment, right? If let's say 400K profits, right, probably we have to narrow it down to 2,800 PSF. Right, if it's a 500k profit, it's then about 2,700 PSF. But to be safe, conservatively, right, I would feel the range of 2005 to 2007 will be where I'm looking at. Stretching to 2008 can, but it might take a bit longer for me to sell in the future. Yeah, so where I want to look at is 2005, 2007 PSF. So this is how I will select my units. So even at 2008 PSF, which is already at 2.38 mil, near 2.4 mil, I might want to consider the next layout also. So what's the next layout? The next layout will be these two layouts, which is C2 and C2A. Actually, C2 and C2A, right, very similar. Right, so C2 will be the south facing, which is the more premium facing, right, the city view. C2A will be the Bishan and Ang Mo Kio view, which is the north facing. Yeah, and the good thing about these two layouts, right, they are actually at the corner already. In terms of the corridor privacy, you have it there. Yeah, so the size, that means 1023 square feet and 1044 square feet, you're paying that extra little bit of square feet for the corridor space. Yeah, and maybe the distribution box, you can see the TV box here, the storage there a bit bigger because you do have a storage space over here. Internally wise, it's a mirror image also. Yeah, so when you go in, you walk right, when you go in, you walk left. We'll take C2 just to show you guys what are there inside C2. So I think this is a very conventional kind of layout in a 3-bedder. You do have your closed kitchen done up with windows, and you do have a bigger storage area, which is also the bomb shelter, dedicated dining area. And you can see this dedicated dining area, right? You fit a 6-seater over here. But I think if you stretch, I think it can stretch to a 8-seater. Yeah, and the wall over here, you can see that the dining area don't exceed the wall that much compared to just now we saw the 3-bedroom compact is almost at the edge of the kitchen already. Good thing is that all the bedrooms are facing one direction. Yeah, so if facing one direction means you get, this is the south facing, so you get the full south facing view.
Everybody gets the nice view.
Yeah.
And their toilet, even the WC has got windows.
Correct. Yeah, so this is the impressive part. That's why, again, I feel Orie is a very good space for you to live in. Very thoughtful, the developer. Having the window inside the toilet is a plus point. Because the toilet is well ventilated, it's less likely to get moldy. And having the window at the WC is even impressive. Yeah, I think an additional thing, because you were telling me that day about the feng shui thing, about the corner unit. Because this one actually has a privacy, but you can see the corner there, you come inside, you actually have an area, not straight looking at the living room. So in terms of feng shui, you're telling me that they
go in not directly, the balcony, then your chai all look away. Yeah. Last time we see house, that time the feng shui master said.
Okay.
So at least so you go in, you have a walk, then go in.
Some feng shui master, I heard them say this before. So if you are very feng shui particular, then of course you have the option to do a gate there, then leave the door open. Then you 不怕你的财漏.
But this corner is good also. You can do, your shoe cabinet, the sitting area for you to change shoe.
Yeah. So pretty good layout, I would say. Very conventional, very good layout. But you didn't notice, I also just noticed also, I think we didn't highlight this point previously. All the bedrooms, because the AC latch is not here, it's a full-length window. Yeah, so this one, if you get mid-floor and above, let's say level 15 and above, the view is going to be fantastic.
I think main thing is very bright.
Yeah. Okay, so then we talk about which one will you choose? Will you choose 1023 or 1044? Personal preference. Actually, if I break it down, I will go for 1023. Of course, that being said, 1023, you're going to say that there's going to be a premium price.
Yeah, because south facing, city view. So we predict that maybe the price will be about 3%.
3% more. So anything that's more than 3%, right? I think I will just go and choose C to A already. Yeah, for the same level. For the same level. But for the same level, right, I will actually go for C2. Yeah, although with the premium.
3%.
Yeah, the 3%. Because if I break it down, I see at 2005 PSF as an example again, I'm just using 2005, multiply by the square feet, then plus 3% is 2.634 million. Yeah, but because the square feet for C28 is a little bit more, I think 2005 multiply, right, becomes 2.61. Very, very close. Very, very close. For a 20k difference, I will go for the one with the better view. Because the next buyer to buy from you, right, will likely appreciate
the view.
Yeah, appreciate the view over there. So this is something that we will take note again, and we have to look through again once the price list is out on booking day. Then lastly, we have the 3-bedroom dual key, which only has one stack, which is stack 3. And this view, you only have one view, which is the north side view. Just to show you, why do you think people will buy dual key?
Okay, I think mainly it's either multi-generation or you want to stay one side and then rent one side.
Yeah.
So they buy a second unit.
Right, so I think a lot of times, a lot of our clients, they like dual key, right? It's because you do have the option to sort of a bit like own two properties, But then you're not paying ABSD for it because technically it's the same unit. Yeah, so you have earning rental income and own stay, right? Then if you look at this three bedroom dual key, right? Actually the layout is very, very proper. Something unique about this, if you notice that the kitchen links to the balcony, right? So we have seen houses like this where our clients, they put the dining table outside the balcony.
Yeah, so from the kitchen, you straight away go into the balcony, serve, eat.
Yeah, right. So it's very, very convenient and it really makes the space look a lot more spacious.
And your kitchen is very well ventilated.
Correct, very well. And again, Orie, they do have your dedicated dining area. Then you have your storage space for your bomb shelter. All the toilets here, except for the one in the studio, have a window. The windows at the two-bedder side, all faces the unblocked view, the same direction, right? Downside facing.
Actually, this studio is very good also because we have seen some dual key unit where the studio, right, is just a bedroom by itself.
Yeah.
So this one still comes with a fridge, you have a washing machine, washer dryer area.
Right. So we're going to show here like the bedroom that Celine is talking about. We have seen this kind of bedroom size as well. There's no kitchen countertop one, nothing, no washing machine, nothing. If let's say the tenant were to rent this place, they have to bring their laundry out. Yeah, and this also will cause inconvenience to the tenant. As a tenant, they may not consider this kind of unit. But for the Orie, you can see that the studio is a very proper studio room. Right? You can put up the queen size bed. You've got a fridge, wardrobe, sink. Right? The sink is important. Right? And you do have your washer and dryer, which you can do your laundry. Then, of course, maybe some cons of it is that the studio bathroom itself do not have a window. So if you're looking for rental for this place, right, does it provide good rental or not? Yeah, so this is where we're going to break down right now. Okay, so just now we're looking at our own style rental. But let's say, for example, for dual key, right, I think we've met clients before that they bought a dual key, two-bedder, then they rented out both sides. Right, so the rental was even more than
usual two-bedroom.
Two-bedroom, right? Okay, so now let's calculate. I mean, we have done the sums here. So we've done the sums. Then we want to see now, does it make sense or not to rent out?
It makes sense for the Orie, for you to get the Orie and then you rent out both sides.
Correct, which is the two-bedder side and the one-bedder side.
Again, we take example from the nearby neighbor, Gem Residence. So their one-bedder is renting at about 3,000-ish on average, 2,007 to 3,002 but on average about 3,000. Their two-bedder is at 3,007, 3,008, so we take about 3,008. So if you combine together, maybe it's about 6,008. But because the Orie is newer, and it's harmonized space, probably bigger, so maybe we keep an estimation 7,000, 7,500.
Okay, I think it's reasonable, fair enough.
Okay, and then if you're talking about buying 3 dual key at 2,005 PSF, again, 1130 square feet times 2,005 PSF is about 2.85 mil. So you break down into your monthly mortgage is about 11,000.
Yeah.
So even if my rental is at 7,000, 7,005, to rent out both sides, not very 划算.
Correct. I don't think it's that worth . Yeah, and some of this one we break it down into 30 years, 10 years, 75% loan and 2.5% interest rate. Yeah, so at the point of time, if your interest rate is not this amount and goes up, right, then you have to pay more. If let's say you're based on your age, you cannot take a 30 years tenure, then your monthly mortgage is even more.
Even higher.
Yeah, even higher, right?
Yeah, so if you were to buy this in the mindset, you want to rent out both sides to get rental, the sounds don't make sense.
Yeah, correct. So these are some of the things that I feel must be more price sensitive.
So for this layout, not say cannot buy. Of course, if you are buying, you stay one side and then you rent out for some income. I think it still makes sense.
I think it's okay to help you to have some passive income. Or if your parents really want to stay and your parents really want to have a space of their own, this one might be okay. Yeah.
Multi-generation living, I think it's fine.
Okay, but let's say multi-generation living, actually there's also another option. I mean, if you don't want to have the foyer, then have 2 different studios, there's another option, which is the 4-bedder. And for my personal preference, again, I don't want to be, I call it the sandwich. I don't want to be the sandwich where if somebody comes and buy the 3-bedder dual key, they may want to consider say, should I get the 4-bedder instead? Right? Because the difference is not big. So where we're going at now is the 4-bedder. The 4-bedder difference compared to the 3-bedroom dual key, right, is only 86 square feet. I will jump to the 4-bedder to get an extra bedroom some more. Okay, but before we go into there, we round up our choice for 3-bedder. Right, so Celine, what's your choice?
I think it's C2 first.
Okay, you're going for C2 first.
Okay, more reason is because it's the proper layout. I feel the view is, I don't know who's going to sleep in the little room for C1.
Okay.
Okay, but I think C2, then next one is C2A,
Okay.
and then C1,
Okay.
and then the dual key.
Okay. Okay, my choice is very similar to yours. Yes, I agree that C2 will be the most optimum lah, because very conventional layout and you have everything that you need and want there. Right?
Like, no, this kind, like the family profile kind of go for C2 kind.
Correct. Yeah. Again, my choice is very similar to yours. C2, C2A, C1, then after that, dual key. Yeah. Dual key, again, the issue is because it's really like in between sandwich. I would just go for 4 beta. But of course, at that point of time, also I must see the unit selection. Again, like where am I at? How much PSF is it? Yeah, the price point. But with this format, I'm a bit conflicted because depends on the price point at that point of time. I may consider C1 also. I may consider C1 also. Because C1, although we know that one of the bedrooms might be a bit darker, but in terms of a small family, right, the affordability, yeah, the exit. If at a good price, I might go for C1 first. So my choice might change again on balloting day. Might be C1, C2, C2A, then the dual key. So just now we were saying the price gap to the 4 bedder is very close at 1216 square feet. Let's look into it now. So 1216 square feet for 4 bedder, there's 2 choices actually. So one is at stack 8 and the other one is at stack 17. There is no north facing, all is south facing. It's either you take stack 8, which is inward facing. I will call it the inward facing because stack 8, you actually see almost all block 12 already. Yeah. You do have some pocket views at the side, but you see mostly is block 12. Yeah.
You see pool.
You see pool. Yeah. Then, of course, stack 17 is where you get your full city view. Yeah. This is the difference between stack 8 and stack 17. So the main 2 difference about this layout will actually be the walkway. The entrance, right? So D1 is the one that just now you say the feng shui, that I look down, it's like, you don't really like one. Yeah, then D2 will be the corner one. And there is this space, because D2, right, is a corner, right, going in, right? So the distribution box, right, is at the side. There's a space. Yeah, so the middle walkway corridor there, right, instead of being a distribution box and storage, right, it's just a storage. Yeah, so this is the main 2 difference. Okay, so we just take D2 and we will talk about the floor plan of D2. So once you enter, of course you have your dry kitchen. So the dry kitchen, there's a countertop behind. Yeah, dining space definitely ample enough. You can see that in this illustration here, 8-seater, right? So then we have the wet kitchen side. Then of course behind that there's a yard, bomb shelter also, and the WC. Again, the WC and all the toilets have windows. So most of the layout here, right, have windows for the toilet. Yeah. And the bedroom here are all facing one direction with full length window and all having the city view if you are taking stack 17. But of course the next thing that you'll be seeing here, right, is that, but this is the 4 bedder. Every time when we share to our clients, if any of my clients are watching this, they will be asking me, say that, but Stevenson, this one, the living room space is not landscape. This portrait is very dark, which is true. Okay, so this is the cons of this area over here. So I just take another development to show you an example. So this is a landscape kind of layout. So having a landscape kind of layout, you step in the living room, it really makes a lot of difference. You walk in, you'll feel very spacious, you'll feel the unit is very bright. Wow. Yeah, it gives you a very grand feel. But the plus point is that all the bedrooms are facing one side.
I think it's because they string down the living room, not the landscape kind.
Correct.
They can make all the bedrooms face one direction.
Yes.
Because usually for 4 bedder, there's one very sad room that's always facing the aircon ledge or other wall kind.
Yeah, so facing behind. So like for example, this one, you can see it's a landscape, but the bedroom is facing behind. Yeah, so it's inward facing. So you're facing somebody else's wall or even facing somebody else's bedroom. Yeah, so this is the difference for this layout. Then another difference is that for this size, you're getting a 4 bedder, but at the recent new launches 3 bedder price. I'm just taking Chuan Park as an example. So Chuan Park, at this size, you're getting a 3 bedder, which is 1227 square feet. But this is a 3 bedder layout. Why Chuan Park 1227, right, is a 3 bedder, right, compared to 1216, right, is a 4 bedder. One thing could be the harmonization, because what we are counting here at the Orie, right, is harmonized. It means we are counting just usable space, not counting away the aircon ledge, everything. Right, but for Chuan Park, it's not harmonized. So we are counting extra things like, for example, the aircon ledge. Yeah, so all these space are although 1226, right, but the aircon ledge, everything will be counted inside. Yeah, so I just take an example for Chuan Park. Chuan Park prices, we're not just taking the higher floor, we're taking, let's say for example, even the mid floor at level 8 and even level 21. You can see the PSF is 2006 to 2007. So the price range about 3.2 mil to 3.3 mil. So at 3.2 to 3.3 mil, this price point, if the 4 bedder here goes at 2005, again I'm taking 2005 as the base. But for bigger units type, like for example the 4 bedder, right, there could be a chance that they launch at 2004-ish kind of PSF But we take 2005 to 2007 first.
Don't quote us, just estimate.
Yeah, price is not out yet. So you can see that the price point will be about 3 mil to 3.2 mil. The question is, does it make sense to get a 4-bedder, right? Extra bedroom for a family at almost the same price as
OCR 3-room.
It's an OCR 3-room, 3-bedder. Yeah, and what is the OCR? Is this So now you're getting RCR also. So RCR is the rest of central region. So rest of central region are projects that is near the core central region, which is the CCR. Then of course there's the OCR also. Outskirts right? So always the outskirts is always cheaper than the RCR, the rest of central region, a bit more expensive than the core central region, right? So now we are paying this price for a RCR 4-bedder compared to a OCR 3-bedder.
The
last layout for the 4-bedder will actually be the 4 plus study. So for 4 plus study, the stack is actually a stack 18. So at stack 18, you can see that it's a corner of block 12, and most of the view you see will be block 10 already, right? So I will call it an inward facing, although it's a north facing, right? Because it's facing the development itself. What's the difference between this layout from D2, right? It's really the extra study room. So you do have, of course, your dry kitchen, and this dry kitchen you have an extra countertop over there. Then the dining area, instead of putting portrait,
the long one.
Yeah, instead of putting portrait, you can actually do it in the landscape style already. Then the kitchen, you got a wet kitchen also, and all the toilets there here also have windows. Even the WC again. The bedroom itself also all faces one direction and full length window. The only window that will not be facing the outside will be the study room. Yeah. The good thing about the study room is you do have a window So in terms of like spaciousness, right, it really does and will look bright. But at the same time, if you're hoping that the window can give you good ventilation, it will bring you air in. But because it's facing the back, right, where it's going to face, if you notice, right, it's going to face D2's common toilet, you're going to face the yard window, and you're going to face the AC latch. Yeah. So I think this is, to me personally, if you have seen, because now you can't see it, it's just on floor plan, right? But we have seen the actual units of such unit. When it faces inside, actually if you open up the window, you do get the AC latch.
The aircon compressor, hot air.
Correct. Hot air. So the study area is a good choice to have a window there to look like it's very spacious. But in terms of whether I want to open the ventilator, I don't think I will.
I think likely it will be closed and aircon.
Yeah, close aircon. Yeah, but let's say if I were to pick this again, I would jump probably to the 5-bedder. Because at 86 square feet, you do get additional extra bedroom.
The difference.
The difference, yeah. We don't want to get always stuck in
the sandwich unit.
The sandwich unit. You are changing your study room to a
proper
bedroom. Okay, so if you were to choose, which one will you choose now for 4-bedder?
I would go for D2 first, and then D1, then D3S.
Okay.
Yeah, D2, although D1 and D2, the size is the same, but I feel D2 same the feng shui thing, the corner.
Okay.
I don't like the door straight away, all the way to the balcony kind.
Okay, yeah. Same, actually my choice is the same for yours. D2, D1, then followed by the D3, which is the 4 bedrooms plus study. Yeah, because the one, the price point really too close to the 5-bedder already. If I were to get there, I would just go for the 5-bedder already. Yeah, then why I go for D2 also? Because D2 is stack 17, and stack 17, right, they will say that, but it's a south facing,
more expensive.
Maybe the price, there's a good chance that the price may be a bit more premium also, right? Especially the high floor one. Yeah, but because the profile buyers that's going to buy 4-bedder and above, I would say likely there will be HDB upgraders also. But the chance of having the HDB upgraders to buy this 4-bedder, jump immediately, right, will be lesser. Right? Maybe you're looking at private homeowners from a 3-bedder upgrading to a 4-bedder kind of profile. So affordability wise, right, they might not be so budget constrained. Right? Just now what we did analyze for the 3-bedroom was to make it as affordable as possible, budget friendly for those HDB upgraders. But for this one, right, I will go for D2 to have the view. The premium might be a bit more, but I'll just go for it. And we are finally at our last bedroom layout, which is the 5-bedder. Right, 5-bedder, there's 2 stacks. So there is stack 2 as well as stack 12. So stack 2 and stack 12 is all the way at the corner. It's sort of partially 50% maybe inward facing, then 50% you get a block view. Right, so again, it's either the north view, which is the Bishan view, or the south view, and you get the city view. Okay, so the highlight for this layout, right, will actually be the private lift. Because out of all the unit types here, this is the only one with the private lift. And they do actually have the door, right, all the way behind the wet kitchen side. And what's the advantage of this is that a lot of times when we enter in from the private area, right, this is for the owners to use, so you have the very grand feel. But let's say, for example, you got delivery and groceries, your helper or even the delivery person can actually enter from behind, which is the wet kitchen side. Everything fit and proper. You do have your, of course, your storage space, your WC, all your toilets over here, and all the toilets, right, have a window, except for one, which is the common toilet, which is in the middle of the corridor. And the good thing about this layout is you do have your
Junior master.
suite.
Yeah, because for five-bedder, who would buy five-bedder? Like, big families, multi-generation families, they want the lux feel.
Yes.
So private lift, settled. Junior master, settled.
Yeah.
And all the bedrooms, same size.
Alright, except for the master bedroom, of course, because the master bedroom is bigger.
All the common bedrooms same size.
And because the AC latch is behind, in front, right, you get the full
height window.
Yeah, full height window and with the full view of the place. And in terms of the living room size, right, just based on the floor plan itself, I can see that possibly there's a good chance that it's bigger than at least the 4-bedder.
Definitely.
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 Bigger than the 4-bedder. Because as you can see, the dining area can actually fit there. Then you still have your dry kitchen area behind. What about the exit for 5-bedder here? Because again, supply and demand. Not a lot of people is going to find 5-bedder, but if there's too much supply, right, it's also hard to let go. So for here, if you're looking for a 5-bedder within 500 meters of Brother, there's only Gem. Yeah, if you're looking one MRT stop up, Bishan, none. If you're looking one MRT stop down, Toa Payoh, none also.
Don't have.
Yeah, so within 500 meters to the MRT of Bishan, Toa Payoh and Brother, there's only Gem and the next one, which is Orie. Yeah, in terms of 5-bedder in the whole of District 12, right, there's a total of 43 units, including Gem. Yeah, so that's about it already. So if you're looking at then near the MRT station, Orie or Gem. But in terms of layout, so we bring our competition, because those that buy Orie, right, they might consider, should I go for Gem or not? Then that's where we take the floor plan again as a comparison. So Gem 5-bedder is a little bit smaller at 1313 square feet. Yeah, but the layout itself makes a lot of difference.
So you can see, for example, like the common bedrooms, you can see 2 of the common bedrooms in Gem residence can only fit a single bed. And one more thing, they don't have junior master.
Okay, so functionality wise, right, Orie definitely is much better.
More functional, yeah.
But Gem actually got one plus point that Orie actually don't have it. Yeah, you see the window there, right? You see the dining area? This window,
landscape.
It's a landscape kind of layout, balcony. It's really huge. So every time we have this landscape, you make your living space looks a lot bigger. So I mean, this is just my personal opinion because we have also seen Gem's kind of layout also. Yeah, it really feels nice. But when you really use the rooms, open the room door, then you realize that, actually not so functional. Especially like what you mentioned just now, the 5-bedder itself, right? Always they want multi-gen living. So the junior master suite is actually very important. Besides we talk about rarity, right? Honestly, layout is also very important. Yeah, so Gem, we know, very rare, 5-bedder here already. But you see, because of the layout here, the profits are 500 to 600K plus. But you see the Gem, if it's a good layout, for example, the 3-bedroom at 1055 square feet, their profits that they're making is very close to the 5-bedder.
Yeah, it's very similar. 600 over 1,000.
Right, so the functionality of the place, because the next buyer is going to buy from you, who is looking for own stay. They want to stay inside there, they want to feel good, they want to cater for their family needs. Yeah, so this is important. So I think the strength of Orie, right, would actually be the functionality of it. Right, it's really going to cater for your family needs. Another example of a place that has lesser supply of 5-bedder and the layout
is
functional, would actually, I would take Jadescape. So you can see that Jadescape, right, is one of the only developments there around Panorama, Amo residence, right. Then after that, there's not much choice Jadescape really. So I think this Jadescape is a good example because they have proper functionality of the place, right? Everything is very proper. You have all your bedroom size, which is very good. You have your master junior suite. Then you have your
private lift. You have the landscape living room. You have a walk-in closet.
Right.
You have a his and her.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
You have a bathtub.
Yeah. Okay. a lot of things. Then that being said, right, just now you're talking about the private bath, right? Some of the cons, I just bring back again the cons. Maybe what I think the 5-bedder could have had was actually like what you mentioned just now, the walk-in wardrobe. The his and her sink, I think is very subjective, right? The his and her sink.
But the bathtub.
But okay, hard to wash also. Let's say in the future you have a bathtub, next time you hard to wash. So this one no bathtub, I like.
Okay.
This is the rarity of the place. So a good layout and less supply, this is the price point you should get. Right. But if you are thinking of buying a 5-bedder here and to flip it upon TOP, right, I think it's not going to work. Do not do it upon flipping at TOP lah. Then this is because of the buyer profile, right? Because buyers are going to buy this kind of products, right? There's not a lot of buyers who are going to buy this kind of products.
It's not a mass market.
It's not mass marketing lah. Yeah, you're going to have to take some time to sell one. Once you're saying this, right, the next thing on your mind, right, will be thinking, say, then it's okay, I'll buy the place, I take and rent. Right, I take and rent. Yeah, I take and rent, then I sell, slowly sell. Okay, so at Gem, you can see Gem here. I'm just taking Gem again as an example. The rental here is about 8,000. Like I say, 8,000. Even with a good layout at Orie, I say I give you maybe 9,000, 10,000. 10,000 kind of rental. Right, but if let's say you count your mortgage, you break it down, your mortgage for this size, it's probably you're going to look at about 15 to 20K kind of monthly installment. Yeah, so your rental definitely will not be able to cover your monthly mortgage. And we don't know how long is this going to be. Yeah, so it will take some time. Don't know how fast. You probably can get a good price because of
the rarity in this area.
Yeah, and the low supply in this area. But having this rarity, right, means you also this client that can't buy also.
You need to find the right buyer to come and buy.
Yeah, so you have to take some time. So with this, right, actually, for the 5-bedder, it's better to adopt this strategy of to stay and slowly sell. Right?
Our suggestion.
Our suggestion. Because even if you rent it out, right, having a tenant, right, we were just talking about that day, right, there's some of the places that we rented out, right, we have to actually match the tenants' timing. I mean, we got to give respect to the tenants.
The viewing.
Yeah, the viewing, right. Give respect to the tenants to allow viewing. Yeah, so if you have a unit that you really know that the buyers is limited, and if you want to book an appointment, the tenant cannot fit your timing in the viewing, you miss this buyer, then you don't know have to wait again for how long for the next buyer already. See, because this tenant profile, right, sometimes when you rent this place, they want their privacy. Yeah, they prefer not to be disturbed, right? Yeah, so this one also will hinder the viewing process, right? Yeah, so preferably stay.
Then slowly sell. You find the right buyer at the right price.
Yes. Okay, so that's it. We finally concluded Orie. So I think there's a few things we didn't go through. We didn't compare the different bedrooms layout. Yeah, because now we compare like 2-bedder, within 2-bedder, like what should we choose? Like within 3-bedder, what should we choose? Right, but I believe there's some of our buyers or those that are watching this video, right, that may be considering say, hey, okay, I know I got this budget, right, but should I go for this 3-bedder or should I go for the 4-bedder? All of this will boil down to the balloting day.
The price point.
Which is the booking day. And before that, right, and it also depends on one more extra thing there, your queue number. Your queue number. Yeah. So how we usually plan, right, is actually when we get your queue number already, then after that we start to plan, say, oh, in terms of your queue number, what are the likely, which kind of units will go first? Like just now you mentioned the 2-bed, 1-bath definitely will go first one. Yeah, it's probably one of the hottest already. Yeah, then from your queue number, we narrow down, say, in terms of the budget, in terms of the queue number, what are the units should we look out for? Right, for investment or for own stay. Yeah, even for own stay is also good. Because for own stay, everybody stay own stay, you definitely want some form of profits from your house. Yeah, so these are the things that we will narrow it down. Yeah, so if you want to find out more, you feel free to contact us. We can share you more details. Again, the preview date is on 3rd to 14 and likely end on 14 January 2025. Then the booking day will be on 18 January 2025. Yeah, so if you want to take a look at the show flat and to understand the project more, to find out more details, like for example, just now we didn't talk about food around the area. The food about the area, right? Yeah, but of course the food, honestly, there got a lot of kopitiam, a lot, too much already. There's a lot of hawker center there. Yeah, so all these things actually can be found online, Google online. But if you want to know more and you want to understand, do come on the show flat preview. You can contact us to book an appointment and we will see you soon.